Hi, welcome back to Welcome Home Humanity. Today, and briefly, because I'm trying to keep these brief, I'll be speaking up a bit. I'll be talking about how we're going to make sure humanity is involved in social media. 20 years ago or so I wrote this book, little plug, where I tried to, what they say, blue pill the issue that I saw that was emerging. I said that it's, certainly as regards health is concerned, the internet and social media was going to be wonderful for health. It could be wonderful for health, with support groups and people being able to access the best health information in the world to benefit them, bringing equality into the health system, if you like. So I thought that was good. And I also said, rather naively probably, that, there's to quote from this book, Healing Ways, published 2000, Britain, 1999, multinational communication and computer companies will see the human body as a complex and wonderful quantum information storage system and fund research into this emerging paradigm for mutual benefit. So it's saying that the information, I was always interested in how we process information, where it comes from, how we retain it, how we recall it, how information is stored and used for our bodily functions as well as our mind and our heart. I thought, well, that will be very interesting because it's something that the computer companies will study, the biology, quantum biology, and there should be a coming together, even a sponsorship of this from the tech companies. That's what I hope for, and I don't see that happening. Actually seeing the whole area of energy as it applies to the human body, biophysics, as being downplayed, even censored on the internet. I'll come to that at another time. But I think something has happened in those 20 years that isn't so good. Sure, we've got this wonderful medium that I can do this in, and I can pick up, well, I don't have a phone, but I have a laptop where I can find any bit of information I want, if I know where to look on the internet, pretty well instantly. Beyond my wildest dreams of 25 years ago, where I had to research going to libraries and climbing up and down ladders and finding dusty old books and things, which was quite fun. But this is a whole new level. It's wonderful. And still, you know, if I'm on Facebook and I use Facebook to help get information out that related to my books and my music, and also communicate with family and send pictures, and that's the fun part. But I'm of a generation who can step into this world and step out of this world, as the generation below me can do as well. The 30, 40-year-olds have grown up knowing both worlds, but there's a whole group now of young folk, they're called digital natives, who have grown up with this technology. Quite a lot of them that I know, in fact probably the majority, have parents who make sure that they put this into context. They have another part of their life which is more important, exercise, sport, meeting friends, activities, so that they realize that the communication with the world is more important. That is the expanded bandwidth of our consciousness. And also how important it is that young people are not conditioned into limiting their focus in life into this very small screen. But sadly it looks like the people who have taken over control of social media, many of these platforms, have known that the addiction of young people is not only going to happen, but they've made sure it would happen, because they are then conditioned into buying their product and being controlled. And this is very serious. So serious in that we have now an epidemic of anxiety and depression, and sadly childhood suicide. Now, for some time we thought there's some correlation between this world of social media, this instant world of dopamine hits, if you like, to put it in a chemical vernacular, was somehow associated with this. But now the causal links are being shown. Sure, there are many other things that are related to that, and many which we don't know. But certainly the world of the really wanting to be liked, which is what we want to be as children, within these frameworks, these very simplistic frameworks, is being proved to be damaging, and as is cyberbullying and bullying that we and most of us could take with a pinch of salt, but the young person who is lonely and marginalised and maybe doesn't have a great family network around, it has proved to be very dangerous. And that's explaining a very complex issue, probably in an oversimplified way. Nevertheless, this series is called Welcome Home, Humanity. So how are we going to alter this? I have quite a lot of faith in the power of us and the intelligence of young people to change this. I see evidence that young people are rejecting this, and I would think and hope that in the next 10 years the best parts of social media will survive, but that the young people will reject this conditioning and addictive element. They will come up with their better solutions, but they need us, I believe. They need the elders and the grandmothers and the grandfathers and the grand aunts and all the wise people to help them with this, because this is going to be the future, or else this massive group who are being targeted to be addicted and therefore their souls grabbed by these monsters, if you like, will take over. And I find it, I feel it should be pretty well our number one issue in the first world, to address this seriously with mind, body and heart. So it's going to take us as activists, I think, to make sure that this changes. I'm a bit involved with a movie called Plugged In, which I'm going to plug, and you'll see the link down here. A movie that's coming out on the internet relatively soon, about the effects, catastrophic effects of social media on certain, particularly young people. It's not coming from a Luddite point of view. It's going to give a balanced view, but it's also going to be pretty hard-hitting. So I encourage you to follow the various pages and trailers that have been produced for this. You'll find it fascinating. So that's just one thing that we can play a part in, giving feedback on this, promoting this widely. And any feedback you give me will be much appreciated. I promise I'll have a look at it and try to respond. So thank you, everybody. Let's bring humanity to social media, and let's do it sooner rather than later. See you later. Bye.